welcome to Elevate Your Mind with Ale. Today we'll be talking about the new moon in Taurus and what you should consider doing on this new moon. The new moon in Taurus happens between late April and late May, and I have for you 5 things that you should consider doing. The number 1 is to make a financial plan. One of the most obvious and perhaps helpful things to do at the time of the new moon in Taurus is to take a long, hard look at your financial situation. That means cash, property, possessions. These are going to be the focus at this time of the year. So money is really not a dirty word unless you make it one. For a lot of people, money is a very tricky subject. It doesn't have to be a very tricky subject or a very taboo subject for that matter. So have a think about where you stand financially right now versus where you would like to be by the end of the year. Can you increase the amount of money that you set aside as savings each week? Ask yourself that. Make a little plan. The number 2 is to love yourself. One of the biggest issues to work on around this time is your self-worth. Think about what you value in yourself and what you value at large. If you don't value yourself, it stands to reason that other people are unlikely to do so either. And it shows whenever you don't love yourself. It shows by the way that you act, by the actions that you take, by the things that you do. So take a stand and love yourself. Make a list of the top 5 things you value most. Are you living your life in a way that allows you to focus on these things? And if not, what can you do about it? And you can't say nothing. That is something that you cannot write down or even think about. There is always a way to do something about it. Now, the third thing is be sensual. This is also a wonderful time to relax, if you can, of course. Taurus may be a charging bull at times, but the energy equally relates to the contented bull in the field, chewing the curd and enjoying the warm sun on its back. Use this new moon in Taurus to take a look around your life. Ask yourself, what would make my life better? Can you find a way to allow some creature comforts into your life? The Taurus new moon is also sensual, so use this moon to titillate yourself and your senses. Have a massage, eat well, sleep late. Taurus is about feeling good in your body. It's about delicious physical pleasures and sensations, including taste, touch, and smell. In other words, enjoy a little bit of laid back and pleasure. Number 4 is character check. Are you being too stubborn or too lazy? These are very reasonable questions to ask once a year in the new moon that is often stubborn and lazy Taurus. It is a wonderful time to do it. Or perhaps you aren't being lazy enough. So maybe you should take a day or 2 to be lazy. If you're being too lazy every day, all the time, obviously that is not good. You always have to do everything in moderation. You can't have too much laziness and too much of not having laziness. If you always focus, always and go, take a day or 2 and just relax and take it easy that day. Number 5 is persevere. The flip side of point 4 is that even though the Taurus energy can be a tad indolent, and remember, we all have Taurus in our chart somewhere, so just keep in mind of that. It's also patient and earthy. Whatever you're working on right now, be it in your personal or professional life, this new moon comes as a sign to you to wind things down a little and to move slowly and surely towards your goals. Perseverance is the name of the game this month. Be dependable too. So one of the things that people love about astrology is that it can help you predict the future. And it is possible to do this with the new moon too. So just by looking at which house the new moon falls in, you'll be able to know so much about yourself. So this new moon in Taurus falls in your 2nd house if you are Aries rising. The second house rules property, possessions, and is also about your values and your self-esteem, or more like your self-worth. And is also known as your cash, your property, and your value zone. So for the next 4 weeks, starting the new moon in Taurus, it's going to be all about your cash, your property, and your talents and your assets. You can expect money and possessions to be your main focus this coming 4 weeks. So the wishes that I consider you do is to wish for financial abundance, increased self-esteem, and whatever it is that you really been wanting. I want you to visualize seeing yourself in your ideal home, happy with your loved ones, and whatever that means for you, I want you to visualize that. And if that isn't what you want in life, then visualize whatever it is that you want in life. The idea to keep in mind is that, well, you should ask yourself, is my life stable? And if it isn't, what steps do you need to take to make it stable? This new moon in Taurus can help you start over financially. It's a time to remember your own fabulousness and magnificence. It's giving you a special chance to take a look at your assets. And I'm not just talking about the ones in the bank. It's deeper than that. What do you have to offer the world? Value yourself, and others are going to value you higher. This is also the perfect time for you to work on your self-worth and your self-esteem. So love yourself. There's nothing wrong and everything right about doing this. Income, finances, budgets is all needed to be figured out. How can you find some stability in these areas? The new moon in Taurus supports you as you work on these parts of your life. Believe in yourself is the first thing for you to move forward. The higher you rate yourself, the higher others will rate you. And I'm not talking about bragging. It's more in depth, more of a self-belief. Make financial management a top priority this month. Think about what you really value and about what you have to offer the world. Now, if you meditate, which is amazing, I suggest you do this little sentence before you start your meditation, and that is, I believe in myself and what I have to offer the world. Repeat that over and over until you truly feel it and believe it. Now, a ritual that I suggest you do on the night of the new moon in Taurus is to write yourself a check for the amount of money that you would like to receive, and not just a crazy amount of money. Okay, you need to have a goal. What is your goal? Think about it. Do you have debt? Do you want to buy a house? What is this money for? Okay, I'm not just saying just write a check down for $1 million. No. If you have debt, write the amount of money that you need to fulfill that debt to go away. If you're trying to buy a house, how much is that house? Write the amount of money for that house. You can't just receive the money visually for just no reason. It has to have a purpose behind it. Things that I consider you to try on the night of the new moon in Taurus and for the following 4 weeks is, if you haven't already, start a savings account. Pay your bills, your taxes, your debts, your dues. Hire an accountant if this is too much for you. Showcase your talents. It's all about your talents, right? What do you have to offer the world? Show us what you got. And since we are talking about money and finances and stuff like that, you might need to get a neck and a shoulder massage. So go do that. And you might need to invest in a neck cream so you can do it at home. And the last thing that I suggest is to make love out in the countryside. And if you're like, well, I don't live in the countryside, go take a trip. A little mini half-day trip if it's necessary. Do it for your own self-love. Now, I have for you 3 affirmations that I consider you do on the night of the new moon in Taurus, and that is, I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Thank you, universe. All my needs are provided for. And I'm worth it. Repeat that over and over and over again until it is implanted in your brain, until your whole body knows it without even having to see the words off of the screen or off of a paper. You just know the words. You just say them whenever you are out grocery shopping or you're picking up the kids or whatever it is you're doing. You just say them because you've memorized them. Now, if you need some help with calming any fears around money, I suggest you try the essential oil called Lang Lang. It's a very relaxing oil, just what you need if you are having money worries. Breathe in deeply and remember that money is energy and responds to our emotions. So, get you some Lang Lang. The mantra that I suggest for you this month is Lamb. Chant it out loud or silently every day while you're in the shower, before or after meditation, or at any time that feels right to you. This is going to help boost the chakra for you this month. And the chakra that you should be working on is your root chakra. So visualize a spinning red light at the top of your legs. This will help to allay any fear you may have about your material needs being met. The chakra is where we store fears about our safety and survival, and once it's in good order, our finances can start to flow more freely and we can feather our nests. Now, I want you to reflect on the law of vibration, which states that everything in the known universe vibrates. It moves and travels in circular patterns. Similarly, our thoughts, words, feelings, desires are all vibration too. Raising our vibration through singing, dancing, chanting, beautiful music, or meditation will help us to align with the universe. Alright, well that is all I have for you if you are an Aries rising and what you need to do on the new moon in Taurus. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to know more, give me a follow, and I will see you on the following videos. See ya.